There are a lot of new products that hit the market in the defensive and tactical firearms niche. Every once in a while something comes along that really is truly different, and the Ballista Tactical Nautilus rotating rail is certainly that. It's got two sections on the rail that are actually set up so that you can quickly change the position of any accessory set up around your barrel and move it to another location. Both the front and rear sections move independently, and they can be stopped at each quarter turn. So you don't need to go completely to the 12 o'clock and the 9 o'clock. You can stop at a 45-degree angle. Now, when I first saw this, I have to admit, my first question was, why would I ever want something like this? Why would I want my rail to be able to move around? And this product is very new on the market. It's actually gone to a couple of training conferences. It's been put in the hands of a few people to look at, and I've certainly agreed to look at it and experiment with it and try to figure out some of the best uses. Now, one of the things that we thought of immediately was the idea that the vertical grip, which obviously not everybody likes to keep vertical. There are some teams now that are advising a 45-degree angle so that their wrist is more naturally placed on it, especially down in the compressed ready position, or even some teams that are using a high ready position. It's much more natural here, and there's much less fatigue on the hand. But the reality is, if I want to be able to use this to either wedge up against a barricade, whether that's on the left side or the right side, or even some barricade that I'm going over, any piece of cover, it would be convenient to be able to take it and move it into a position where I could come up against a right side barricade, brace, take a good aimed, very highly precise shot, and then be able to immediately put it back to the exact position that I wanted it in, whether that was vertical or down at a 45-degree angle. Of course, I could also transition all the way up to the 9 o'clock position and use that up against a barricade here on weak side cover as well. So that was one use that was quickly thought of. The other thing that we might find really useful is the idea that not every firearm is for one user. If we think about a patrol rifle inside of a law enforcement environment, we might have a single rifle that's being passed between a left-handed user and a right-handed user. He's going to want to be able to configure things his own way, but not necessarily get out the Allen wrenches, the screwdrivers, and the tools. If we think about a secondary optic, if we think about having a magnified optic up here and maybe a quick reference optic up here, what we always see people doing is bring the gun up into a shooting position and then raising up that elbow to turn the gun to go to that 1 o'clock position for a right-handed shooter. If I were to have a left-handed shooter on my patrol shift or maybe on another shift and he was going to take over this rifle, again, very quickly and easily, we'd press the other button. We're going to spin this around 90 degrees, and once we're in the proper position on the other side, now the left-handed shooter has exactly the same convenience of being able to use the magnified optic in a proper position, raise that left elbow up, and boom, I get the green dot on my secondary optic. So the other thing we thought about also was a white light situation. If we think about mounting a white light up on the front rail, it may need to be on the right side under certain circumstances. We may want it underneath the barrel. That's primarily where a lot of people are putting it now. And of course, on the left side also. Again, primarily for barricade. If we were coming up on a corner and we knew that that corner was on the right side of our body, we're going to come up to it and we're going to want that light on the left side, on the outside of the gun, so that we're not blocking our light as we slice the pie. With a quick rotation, we could also then go over to the other side if we were moving around a corner where it was on the left side of our body. The cool thing about a new product like this is the opportunity to start brainstorming and thinking about how we can use it. I realize a lot of people are going to look at the Ballista Tactical Nautilus rail and say, well, that's just a solution looking for a problem. It's not something we need. But I'm willing to bet that there's also going to be some pretty innovative thinkers who are going to find tactical problems that can be solved by something that I honestly never thought would be brought to market, and that I'm still trying to figure out my personal best preferences for. The Ballista Tactical Nautilus rail is incredibly well made, incredibly durable, and it's surprisingly light for as well made and as durable as it is. So take a look at it, put your brain onto it, let me know. Contact us at Personal Defense Network. Tell us what you think the best use for the Ballista Tactical Nautilus rotating rail will be.